This is a brand new microphone from Saramonic. And just like that, your sound just got much wider. The stereo width changed in the edit, long after I left this bridge. The environment here is pretty busy. There's traffic on the left and on the right, but my voice sits right here in the middle, loud and clear.
The SG MS1 has two capsules pointing in different directions. One hears your subject, the other hears everything on the sides. The format is called mid-side. It was invented before stereo records even existed, and nobody has ever explained it to filmmakers. Today I'll show you what this microphone actually is, where it fits in the real shoot, and the 4 things nobody warns you about. Let's jump right in. For anyone new here, my name is Vitas, I'm a filmmaker shooting professionally for the last 6 years, and before that I came out of the music production world. A quick disclaimer here before we dive in. Saramonic is sponsoring this video and they sent me a pre-production unit to test, but everything you hear about it is what I actually think, and that includes everything you are hearing right now. The whole video is recorded on this microphone, so you do not have to take my word for how it sounds. Before I touch a single spec, here is something you can use right away. You do not need this microphone or any microphone for it. Most of us think about sound as left and right. Mid-side asks a different question. What is the center and what is not? The mid is everything that is the same in both channels. It is what survives when you collapse a file down to mono. Usually that is your subject, the voice, the thing you pointed the camera at. The side is the difference between these two channels. This could be the room, ambience, the traffic, the space around it. Separate those two and you can turn either one up or down. Pull the side down and a noisy location gets a bit quieter, without touching the voice. Push it up and a flat recording opens up. There is a free plugin that can separate mid and side from any stereo file, and I will show you where to get it later. But here's the catch. The side you pull out of any ordinary stereo file is only the difference between two channels. Record in mid-side and that side is a second capsule, pointing at the room, doing nothing else. Same math, very different material, which is where this microphone comes in. Stereo microphones with 2 capsules are nothing new or revolutionary. They have been around for years. What is new is how much of it you can actually control and the price you pay for it. And you can tell a lot about who a microphone was built for by what they put in the box with it. When I was waiting for this to arrive, I assumed it would be a small box with a mic inside and nothing else. Well, I was wrong. There is a solid hard case for the mic and its accessories, and then there is everything else. A dead cat, a foam windscreen, a shock mount, a mic stand adapter, 5-pin to dual XLR, 2 different cables for going straight into a camera, USB-C to USB-C and even USB-C to lighting for older phones. Nothing on the list of things you have to order separately afterwards. That is a rare thing these days. For me, most specs on the microphone don't really matter, but a few of them actually change what you can shoot with it. The first one is max SPL, and this microphone handles 138 decibels. That is the number that decides whether loud things can stay clean, a concert, heavy traffic, or a construction site a few meters away. The Sennheiser that most people point to for this job handles 130, and it costs 5 times more. 8 decibels does not sound like much, but in pressure terms it is roughly 2.5 times more. The second one is sensitivity, which is just how much signal the mic sends out. This one sends a lot. That means your camera does less work to bring the level up, and a camera working hard is where hiss comes from. So a louder mic means a cleaner recording. The third one is self-noise, which is the quiet hiss every microphone makes on its own. This one sits at a normal level, and anywhere with life in it you will never hear it, but the wider you push the stereo, the more that hiss could come up. On a busy street, no problem. Somewhere really quiet, you might notice it. I have a few examples of both coming up, so you can decide yourself. The controls on the body are simple and there are only 3. Hold the power button for a few seconds to turn it on or off, and double press it to lock everything so you cannot change a setting on a shoot. Then there is a switch to cut the low end, and the mode dial to choose from 3 modes: mid, which is the cardioid capsule, side, which is the figure 8, or both. And while we are on the body, look at this marking here. MS up. That is not decoration, that is the first thing nobody warns you about. The side capsule has to point left and right. Roll this microphone 90 degrees and it is listening to the floor and the ceiling instead. Now the ports, and there are three ways out. The first is a 3.5mm jack to connect straight into a camera. The second is a 5-pin XLR which splits into two standard XLR cables for an external recorder or a cinema camera. The third is USB-C, that one goes into a phone or a PC as a digital signal. USB-C also handles power and it runs the app, which brings me to the part I'm not the biggest fan of. A few important settings are not on the microphone at all. Choosing between raw midside and decoded left and right happens in the app, so does the stereo width and microphone gain. To change any of these you have to connect the mic to the phone. In there you set the gain, choose between MS raw or decoded left and right, and set the stereo width. Now which port should you actually use? If you are running into a recorder or into a camera with XLR inputs, use the 5-pin. 2 channels, 2 separate gain controls, much more flexibility. The mid is a shotgun pointed at your subject and the side is picking up the room. Those two are never at the same level. And on the 3.5mm cable, they share a single gain knob on your camera. Set it for one and the other one could be wrong. That is the quiet reason a lot of mid-side recordings sounds noisy, and it has nothing to do with the microphone. So which one should you actually record in? Decoded left and right means the microphone does the math for you and hands you finished stereo. Fast, ready to drop onto a timeline, and the width you choose in the app is the width you are keeping. Raw midside means the microphone hands you the both capsules untouched and you decode it yourself. It sounds wrong on the playback, but it takes 2 minutes to fix. But every stereo width is still available to you forever, and I'll show you how to do it in Resolve later in this video. So if you are handing files to someone else or going live, or you just want it done, record decoded. If you own the edit, record raw. Specs and ports tell you what the microphone can do. They tell you nothing about what it sounds like. So put your headphones on for this next part for a better experience. I recorded a few things in different places, no EQ, no noise reduction or any kind of post-processing. Just take a listen. This is Saramonic SG MS1 sound test.
This is the sound test of Saramonic SG MS1. This is the sound test of Saramonic SG MS1. This is the sound test of Saramonic SG MS1. This is the sound test of Saramonic SG MS1. And this is the same environment recorded with a built-in camera microphone.
This is Saramonic SG MS1 sound test. 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 So, you have shot in RAW mid-side and the file sounds kind of strange. That is not a mistake, that is the point. Your camera recorded two channels and called them left and right, because that is the only thing a camera knows how to call them. They are not left and right. One of them is your mid, the other one is the side, and until you decode them, they keep sounding wrong. In Resolve, this is easier than it sounds. On the edit page, add 3 mono audio tracks. Drop your recording onto the first one, then copy it onto the other two. Right-click the first clip and open Clip Attributes. Set the format to mono and the source channel to embedded channel 1. That is your mid. Now do the same on the other two clips, but set both of them to embedded channel 2. Those are your sides. All 3 are mono now, and each one is pulling a single channel out of that original file. Jump to the Fairlight page and find the 2 side tracks in the mixer. Select the second one, go to the Input tab, open Path Settings, and in the Trim section there is a Phase Invert button. Press it. Play it back now and you should hear silence.
It's pretty busy, there's the traffic.
Because the 2 side tracks are cancelling each other out. That is exactly what you want. Now pan them hard left and hard right in the mixer and the stereo image appears.
This bridge. The environment here is pretty busy.
To make life easier, select both side tracks, right-click and create a group with a fader ticked. Now you control both at once. And that is your stereo width. Push it up and the room opens up. Pull it back and it closes down to mono.
There's the traffic on the left and on the right, but my voice sits right in the middle, loud and clear.
If you do not have a mid-side recording, but you want to try this, there is a free plugin from Voxengo called MS1. Drop it on any stereo clip and you get a mid gain and a side gain, and you can push either one around with a couple of knobs. It will not give you what a real side capsule gives you, but you will hear exactly what I have been talking about. So where does the SG MS1 fit? M mode for dialogue, MS mode to add the space around it. That is the whole workflow, which makes it worth it if you shoot documentary, weddings, events, travel, anywhere the location matters and you only get one pass at it. But be honest with yourself about the side capsule. If you cannot picture yourself using it, a plain shotgun will do the same job for the dialogue and cost you less. The second capsule is the whole reason this is priced where it is. Two things I do not like about it. The app. The RAW versus decoded choice lives on your phone, and I would rather have a switch on the body. and wind. An interference tube catches it easily and a figure 8 is open on both faces. The dead cat handles a normal day, but on a windy one you will want more. $350. The Sennheiser costs around $1,800 and it does not decode, does not run on a battery and has no digital output. That does not mean this sounds like a Sennheiser. It means that one was built for someone with a sound bag and this one was not. Midside is not complicated, and it is the one format that lets you change your mind afterwards. If you want to try this mic yourself, the link is in the description, and if you want to see how I built 2 different rigs for my paid jobs, watch this next video.